In October, when you walk on grass in the temperate zone of the Northern Hemisphere, don't you feel a little cold from the dewy grass? That's why a 15 to 16 day period in October is called 寒露 in Chinese, which means cold dew. This 15 to 16 day period starts when the sun reaches the celestial longitude of 195 degrees. It may be October 7th, October 8th, or October 9th. The 15 to 16 day period is one of the 24 solar terms on the traditional Chinese almanac. The 24 solar terms have been recognized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization since 2016 as Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. Each solar term can be divided into 3 parts. Each part is 5 to 6 days long. The first part of the solar term, named cold dew, is when wild swans and wild geese arrive one after another like guests. The second part is when small birds disappear and the clams appear. The third part is when yellow chrysanthemums come into bloom. Speaking of chrysanthemums, there was a Chinese tradition to host a chrysanthemum viewing party during the solar term named cold dew at a garden where people would drink chrysanthemum wine and eat crab. One of the classic Chinese novels, Dream of the Red Tramper, includes an episode about a chrysanthemum viewing party, where everyone writes a poem on the spot. Here's a calligraphy piece that presents the best poem from that chrysanthemum viewing party. In the future, there will be a short video featuring the 8-line poem with English translation on this channel. But for now, please just appreciate the beauty of calligraphy in this piece. Although chrysanthemum viewing parties are no longer popular, a traditional Chinese holiday during this time of year remains. This holiday is named Chongyang in Chinese, which means double yang. Please note that yang represents the active forces of the universe in Chinese culture. The Chinese believe number 9 is a strong number that can exemplify yang. So, the holiday on the 9th of the 9th lunar month is called the Double Yang Festival, which usually falls in early or mid-October, within the solar term named cold dew. Interestingly, the Double Yang Festival is a day dedicated to hiking. According to legend, there was a man named Huanjing, and he had a teacher who could see the future. One day, his teacher told him, "A disaster will happen to you and your family. Your whole family can only avoid it by going to a high place on the 9th of the 9th lunar month." Huanjing followed the advice, and his whole family did survive the crisis. Later, Huanjing became a centenarian, so the Double Yang Festival is also known as Senior Citizens' Day. On this day, Chinese people used to wear dogwood headpieces or corsages while hiking. This custom is fading, but some Chinese people still use dogwood as an insect repellent. Another tradition of the Double Yang Festival is to eat a special type of rice cake, which is often filled with nuts and dried fruit. Since the Chinese word for cake, gao, sounds exactly the same as the Chinese word for height, Double Yang rice cakes symbolize height. No wonder each of them customarily comes with a little flag standing on top. The flag is a symbol of height as well. While having Double Yang cakes for a picnic, the Chinese call the Double Yang Festival the day to say goodbye to greenery. Because this is the last solar term of the year, to still see some green leaves on deciduous trees. In the temperate zone of the Northern Hemisphere, deciduous trees will completely change colors during the next solar term, which will be featured in the next video on this channel. Please stay tuned. In the meantime, why not go hiking in the pleasantly cool weather?